about 10:03. Feels like it's a lot later, but it's not. But you see the title down below. This is a topic that, believe it or not, got locked up over at the Bumble King forums. It's basically, the person that started this was Yami Noto, something like that. I'll provide a link to it so you can see for yourself. But basically, they talk about basically the title's right there, the full extent of the Genesis wave. And the reason he brings this up is because there's a lot of things going on that have happened, are happening, and all that they're just curious as to what the after effects will be due to not one, but two, possibly three Genesis waves. You see, again, this has been brought up, and they even acknowledge this, I think, but this has been brought up several times in different ways. Now, not to the point to where they ask the question, to where they ask the question as to what the full extent could be. And what's funny about this, and I know some of you, I guess you could say, criticizers of Ian Flynn will get a kick out of, is he locks this topic up. He's the last one to post, and he locks this topic up. It's true. He locks this topic up. Sorry about that. But yeah, he apparently locks this topic up. Because the thing he said was something along the lines of, if I can find it here, something along the lines of the first issue of the post crossover isn't even out yet and barely scratches the surface. I think that's what he says. Here it is. But yeah, he basically says that and if I can find it here, this is what Ian Flynn says before the topic's locked up. He says, the first post-crossover issue isn't even out yet, and it barely scratches the surface of what's happening. Way too early to start this type of thread, or type of topic. And, in a sense, he's right, because, we're just getting 252, and we're not even a month away from Countdown to Chaos. Well, just about a month away from Countdown to Chaos. But, this person does bring up a good point. What would be the full extent? What are we going to get out of this? And even though, excuse me, it's my fault there, I just took some cough medicine. But, they have a point. It's like, what is the full extent? Because even though the thread's locked up there, it still can be discussed in any other format, like here on YouTube. So the question is, what would be the full extent? Well, obviously the characters getting redesigns is part of the full extent. The characters either remembering the previous timeline or not is part of the full extent. You know what I mean? It's part of the full extent. So the question is, what will we get out of this? What will be the overall after effect? Now, I know a lot of people pretty much have their own assumptions. They feel this is going to happen, that's going to happen. But what will it be? Now, again, like I said, I do agree that it is a little too early to talk about that on message boards. But it's never too early. But the truth is, it's never too early to speculate. It's never too early to speculate and kind of be curious as to exactly what will happen. What will the effects be? You know, because apparently a lot of the characters are going to have some broken up memories, maybe except for a few, like Sonic, Eggman, Nicole, Nagus, you know. The rest, though, will pretty much have their memories scrambled about, like, wait a minute, you know, I do remember this, but I don't remember doing this, you know. So it's all part of the extent of what's going to happen with the Genesis Wave. Now, I know a lot of people are worried that the characters may not know who Sonic is, but they will. I mean, come on, if Nagus remembers who he is, Nicole knows who he is, apparently everybody will. The only question, though, is what extent. I mean, basically it is, you know, a topic that can be speculated on, exactly how the characters are going to be affected. Will they slowly remember the previous timeline and be like, you know, well, wait a minute. I do remember a lot of what's happened before. I do remember going on the Death Egg and blah, blah, blah. I mean, this is what a lot of people look at when they look at, like, with Sally's situation. They think that all she's going to remember is being on the Death Egg, trying to stop the global roboticizer, and then waking up, and all of a sudden she's going to have a new design. That's what they feel. That's what they feel. Second of all, you know, I hate to say it, Sally could be one of those that does remember the timeline. Because let's not forget, she was right near the Genesis Wave when it all happened. She was right there. So apparently she'll remember. She will remember. But the question being, exactly how much will she remember? Will she remember everything? Will the freedom fighters remember everything? You see, this is speculation, and that's what this person is pretty much asking. It's like, what will the full extent be? In other words, what will be the full repercussions? You know, when it's all said and done. And again, like Ian Flynn said, it's way too early to, you know, talk about something like that because 252 hasn't even come out yet. But still, it's never too late to speculate anywhere else. So, what do you think the full extent of the Genesis Wave will be in the post-crossover arc? Let me know what you guys think down below. I'll provide a link to that topic down below so you guys can read yourself, but let me know what you think. I'll talk to you all later. Comments are welcome too.